Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tic Tac Taiko. Let me ask you a question. If you took one of these and a pair of bachi, how many different sounds do you think you could make? 3, 10, 20, more? What if I told you easily up to 100, if not more? If you're surprised, stick around. I don't know a single taiko player that doesn't start with the 4 basics. Don, the loud sound. Tsu, the quiet sound. Ka, the rim. And su, the rest. And even though the rest isn't a sound, it's just as important as all the other notes. And it seems like about 98% of all the taiko pieces I've seen, all the taiko solos I've seen, if not more, are composed of those first 3 basic sounds. And while this isn't inherently bad, I feel like as a taiko community, we are missing out on enormous potential that can come out of the instrument we play all the time. And don't worry, I'm not going to spend an hour going over every single sound I could come up with. That's an hour-long video that's actually pretty boring. Instead, I'm going to give you about a dozen different sounds that I've come up with over the years. Some I've heard from others and I incorporated, some I came up with on my own, but that I enjoy putting in my solos, and I hope kind of spark a little bit of creativity for all of you. Let's start with something that's not too unusual that I'm sure many of you have seen before. Heck, you've seen it on my channel, and that's the buzz. I'm not going to go into details on how to do this, but essentially you're hitting without letting the bachi rebound much at all. You'll also notice, not just with the buzz, but other things I'm going to show this week, that you can hit more than just one place on the drum and you'll get different tones. Very similar to the buzz is the press or press hit. This is not letting the bachi rebound at all, literally pressing it into the head of the drum. Just like with the buzz, hitting different parts of the drum will give you different tones. Normally, the ka is played with the last inch or so of the bachi, but what happens when you play deeper or further into the bachi? You get a different sound. It's also interesting when you start to mix dissimilar sounds together to create one sound, like hitting the don and the ka together. In kuchishoga, maybe this would be kon. A real fun one for me is hitting a flat bachi against the drum. Now, ironically, last week's video, I said hitting flat is something you really want to do, but if this is a deliberate technique to create this sound, then it's pretty effective. Something fun to do if you have a bachi that's already flat is to hit that bachi with your other bachi. And you can hit it with the bachi being flat or the bachi being raised and only the tip of the first bachi touching the drum. A very, very cool sounding technique is to keep one bachi flat on the drum and slide it, scrape it across while hitting with the other one. It will change the tone, the overtones will change, and it's very clear to hear. And just like before, you can change where you're actually striking with the other bachi and create a whole bunch of different tones with one technique. In Western percussion, there's the flam, 2 notes struck together in rapid succession. I've done videos on this in the past, but you can alter the flam with how much distance is between the 2 notes. You can make it very tight or very loose. As taiko players, we tend to be married to our bachi. Well, you have to hit with bachi. That's what we do in taiko. But again, being creative means thinking outside the box. If you really want to think outside the box, don't use bachi at all. Use your hands. For example, what if I strike with my knuckles? Or what if I use my fingers, both the pads of my fingertips as well as the fingernails themselves? And finally, at least for this week's video, you can scrape the tip of the bachi across the drum surface. Maybe a little bit, maybe a lot, maybe continuously. And the angle that you have the bachi can sometimes affect the sound too. If you really want to hurt your brain, try coming up with a good kuchi shoga for this one. And there's a variation of this, which is hitting and then scraping. So you have that initial percussive entry and then a scrape. Before I end, just a reminder, if you liked it, or even if you didn't, give me a thumbs up, let me know. Hit the subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. By all means, if you saw something you liked, use it in a song or a solo. But really the only way that these are going to start to come to you is experimenting, taking the time to just pull a taiko aside, take a bachi, maybe different kinds of bachi, and explore. Don't think of taiko. Don't think of song. Don't think of a time limit or parameter or a meter. Just explore. Just take the time to find what you like. And that will have a greater impact. It will also really stir that creative juice in your brain. And until next time, keep on practicing and be well.